Okay, so here's one, and it kind of relates to one of the other videos that I've already talked about, groupthink. But this, and then I can speak of from authority because I don't have this, the need to fit in. So that if you make a choice that's going to take you off the path that others are expecting of you to be on, and that you continue on so that you're like them, you're stopping yourself by the need to get a sense of, I look like them. Okay, I feel more comfortable now about myself. I'm not so crazy. When in fact, the basic tenet behind Buddhism and behind yoga, remembering that yoga has 8 limbs, only one of them is the body postures that we do in all the yoga studios in the West. 5 of the 8 limbs for yoga is about working with the mind. The basic tenet behind Buddhism is every human mind is neurotic. Here are the tools with which to work with your own particular neuroses or flavor. So everybody has their own path and everybody has their own destiny, so to speak. And by wanting to fit in and measuring yourself against what others are doing, it's illogical, frankly. And it's you or your ego mind looking for a way to stop yourself. In the idea, it's I understand, people wanting to feel comfortable by, watching a show that everybody else is talking about, like Game of Thrones, which I never watched, frankly, because I felt like I had already understood life from that perspective. And when I was in the classroom teaching, Harry Potter was really huge, and my students were like, did you ever read them? And I've never read them. It took me years after it was a sensation to even watch the Harry Potter films because I felt like I was living that, frankly. But I remember the feeling, and there was a decade I went through life in my 20s when I wasn't watching TV, I didn't own a TV, and I remember the pride with which I said, yeah, I don't own a TV. And I just experienced some of that over in the UK. A fair amount of people saying, I don't have TV or I don't watch TV. And how that leaves you out of being able to talk about shows or that group think around the proverbial water cooler at work. So that point of connection where you do fit in and you're not different, and there's that sense of comfort you gain. That's not genuine comfort, although I understand the emotional nurturance that happens. But when you're okay, maybe there is comfort gain. Let me correct that. But what I'm getting at, obviously, is when you use fitting in and not choosing something that lights your heart up that you know is the choice for you because you feel like you won't fit in, and looking to get validation by fitting in. You're not going to be courageous enough or free enough to make the choices that are really going to lead to an abundant, happy, fulfilling, meaningful, easier, grace-filled, blessed life. So if you want to stop stopping yourself, look for other connecting points and other ways to help yourself feel emotionally comfortable rather than being like other people.